Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And I got another story here today, and I haven't even read it yet because this one I think this is a 24-hour turnaround because I'm back on deck, folks. Been kind of off the mic last month, had a lot of things going on personally. Had my sister pass away, and then came home and was sick with the flu off and on for a week, and now I'm back. I feel good, and I'm turning around these stories very quickly, and I'm going to be making more content. And I'm actually even considering finding a co-host to go through some videos with if you know anyone out there. And take it a step further, if anyone else out there has any experience with video or sound and video, let me know out there if you want to get together and do some videos together and help me out a little bit, right? Because I've had someone say, oh, you can work on this a little bit, you know? All right, let's get right into this story. Hi, Mac. I had been with my ex for almost 2 years, and we have been living together in a studio apartment for the past year. I thought we were both deeply in love. You thought you were both? Well, as I've told people before, what your definition of love is and deep love can be different than what her definition is or his definition is. I thought we were both deeply in love to the point where we would talk about getting married every so often. Well, when you live together in a studio apartment, so if you were living together for 2 years, I had a college roommate that shared a studio apartment, and you get to know each other really well. It was a buddy of mine, but like you got to deal with the snoring, and it's close quarters, but over time you get closer, or you develop hatred, right? You really get to know each other if you're sharing a studio apartment. So we have signed another year lease several months ago because of our studies. We have to spend a summer apart, going to 2 different summer schools, and we were on good terms when we parted. Okay. Thanks for writing a clear story. This really helps, and you actually, proofread this, I think. Thank you. However, on her 21st birthday, a week or two after arriving at her summer school, she dumped me. That's abrupt. This came across as shocking and out of nowhere, as literally days before she was sending me messages telling me that she loves me and really misses me. Well, in younger relationships with younger people, they're far more impulsive. There's less to lose. You guys don't share a mortgage, you don't have kids. So this kind of thing can happen on a whim. But something that out of the blue like this, I haven't read the rest of the story, but they also are more likely to change their decision back. She did this over an hour phone conversation, and we haven't spoken since. Because of the summer school and turning 21, I believe she has been thinking about her future and has decided that I'm too much of a burden for her to deal with. Okay, I am 30 and just graduated from the same college she goes to, and it has been admittedly a very stressful time for me. It has affected our personal dynamic and sex life. See, you get right to the point. Really well-written story. Okay, if you're 30, were you a graduate degree, so your master's maybe? If you're not, that's okay. Bottom line is, okay, the age difference that you have is tough because her life experience, her priorities, and her values haven't been shaped yet. She's not at your level at 30 years old. You've been through some shit. You've been through a couple relationships, I take it. You've had some jobs. She's 21. You're not on the same wavelength a lot of ways. And you're right. I feel that some of my stress has rubbed off on her, and she's making this choice because of that. Well, it could be that. That definitely could be the case. But her just turning 21. I've seen plenty of cases. There was a guy went to some big university in Texas or something, and was a very confident guy in his letter, and even told me, he lifts weights and he's really good looking, and he's highly confident, and he's a pre-med. Cool. And it shocked him. He was 23. His girlfriend was 21. And his girlfriend at 21 just wanted to be single. That's it. Because at 21, she didn't want to be tied down to one person. It wasn't personal at all. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot. This could just not be you. It just could be her going, I just want to feel what it's like to be single at 21 years old. Because at 21 years old, whether you're a man or a woman, you have a lot of hormones running through you, and at college, you have a lot of opportunities to meet like-minded people and hook up. I know you don't want to hear that. I'm just being real. And I just want you to stress to yourself, it's not just you, it's the circumstances, okay? She says that she's been feeling this way for the past 2 months. The stress I have been dealing with is from repeated failed job interviews and uncertainty with financial security. That's a big fucking stress if you're from the States or a Western country. I'm with you. And you just went to school, so you might have some debt. I'm with you. You got to stick with it and look for another way that you haven't been looking at, is what I would say. So if you're doing job interviews, how can you come up with something? This is something for you that get involved. There's a really good show on YouTube. I probably shouldn't direct people away from my YouTube channel, but I just want to give you good info. Impact Theory is a channel, and there's a lot of people making money, whether it's a website, whether it's Amazon, whether it's YouTube, whether it's whatever. Try to find a way outside of the job interview where you can get more educated on a way to make money where you don't need to work in the sector. Or are you exploring all the ways that you can find a job, right? So rethink how you're going about your job interviews or how you're doing your search. Rethink it completely. Go, how can I do this differently? Reshape it. Or what have I done that hasn't helped me at all, and eliminate that. Do an 80-20 scenario where am I getting 20%, where am I getting 80% of my job interviews from? And at what point are 20% of them should have been going well? Do you feel good in your job interviews? Do you even like what you're interviewing for? Would be a good question, because people can feel that on you. This is something I can actually help you with if you want to do a live coaching. I've helped people. A lot of times, I know it sounds like I'm getting off the breakup, but your breakup is affected by who you are and where you're at in life right now. And you're very self-aware of that. And I can help you with that. I've been there. I am an international student. It is very scary not knowing how I will be able to pay rent, food, student, etc. Well, you got to get a plan moving forward in place. Like I said, I can help you with that. And you got to take it one thing at a time. You're grouping everything together right now. Okay? And I would need to know the field that you were trying to get into, and do a little scenario. Are you looking in the right field? However feel that I had resolved these issues right before the summer, essentially picking up several reliable jobs that I can return to after the summer. Well, good for you, man. I wrote her a letter 2 days after the phone call to acknowledge and apologize for the stress I've been causing her, and to reassure that it is a thing of the past because of the work I have acquired, and that I feel much more secure because of it. Well, I'll write this. She responded by saying that she has decided to break up with me. She won't talk to me until I understand that. Okay, she's made her decision. She was thinking about it for 2 months. I think it's more circumstances. But like I said, just because you are telling her you changed doesn't mean she believes you. But on the flip side, I don't think that she just broke up with you for the job reason and the stress reason. I think the age thing and the distance had to do with it. And this thing, being that you have the age gap, was probably going to end at some point. Okay? Again, you don't want to hear that, but you being 30 and her being 21, it probably was going to end at some point, whether she was 22 or 23. She was going to get to a point where it's not that you're not a good catch. It's the timing in her life that she wants to see what it's like to probably be single. Okay? I just want to be clear about that. This was a week ago, and I've been in no contact since. I feel that she needs the space to not worry about me and focus on herself. You need space too. And I'm using the time to possibly work towards a future without her. Great answer. Great answer. I'm using the time to I'm using the time to work towards a future without her. I'm going to send you 10 PDF questions to go through. You're on the right track already, just by saying that statement. She knows that if our relationship isn't reconciled by the end of summer, I will need to return home to my family and probably never return. Okay, you don't need to put that burden on her. That's your thing to deal with. And you're gonna have to deal with that individually and independently. So don't put that on her shoulders. Okay? That's not going to serve you at this point. What we want to do with you is that you want to become more independent, that you don't need her in that way, or you're not trying to make her feel pity for you, because that is not attractive. I made the decision to stay in the U.S. to be with her. Well, if that was the only reason you're staying in the U.S., well, you need to revisit that situation and that reason. We still have another 5 weeks left of summer schools before both of us have to return to our apartment. I love her and still want to be together. Difficult times. This one's not that difficult, actually. You're very clear on things. You got some things going for you. You're obviously finished up college. You write well. I can tell that you write well and that you've been in school just the way you wrote this and conveyed your message. But stay away from getting pity from her. I don't know that it's going to work that you live together if she's dug in on breaking up. Really focus on what you want to do with your career and where you want to go moving forward, and don't associate her in that future, because right now, the way it sounds, she's not doing that with you. And if she is going to come back, it's not going to be because you said sorry or you reassured her in her letter. It's going to be because she missed you. And over time, not anytime soon, by the way, over a month or 2 months, she comes back, or from afar, she goes, wow, you're doing really well. You got a job that you love. I really see a spark in your step. You started going to the gym, whatever. But you need to be doing well on your own, right? Don't go for pity. Don't go for blame. Don't go for, I'm so sorry. You already said sorry. She knows you care about her. Now stick to the no contact for now. Not for her, but for you. She comes back, it's a bonus. Like I said, you got a lot of things right. You're very in touch with who you are and what you're about, and that's impressive. Like I said, I could help you with a live coaching session in this case. So please visit writemac.com if you've got a breakup story you'd like to share. Otherwise, take it easy.